Hi guys, this is Michelle Nicolaisen with bombshell.com, and today I'm going to show you how you can use Trello to manage both your guest posting editorial calendar and the editorial calendar at your site. First, as you can see, I'm going to cover guest posting. So you can see that I've got this set up, and it's really simple to set up. You just change the title of the board up here, and then you click Add a List. So if you wanted to, you could add something like follow up or see about next guest post, if you had really good results from one particular guest post. Okay, so I have got all of my research for submission guidelines right here. And you can see, I'm just going to show you how I would set it up from the beginning. So this is submission guidelines for different sites. This is one that I've identified as a good site based on its Facebook likes, Twitter followers, and their targeting. So I would just add a card. And then to add information, I would click on the back of the card. I would add their submission information here. And this is so that you have all of this information at your fingertips when you go to pitch the site. So that's all right there. If you have outlines for it, you're going to move it to the outline one. So if you were trying to guest posting more regularly, you would fill out this whole column with all the sites you wanted to pitch, and then you would aim to be moving things along regularly. So you would leave a comment with the post idea. You can add an attachment. If you're working with someone else, you can mention them. Like if you had an assistant and you needed them to fact check something or to look up research, then you would do that here. So you can also add, as mentioned, you can add attachments. You can add a checklist if you wanted to add a checklist. So you could add something that had like outline, research things, etc. I don't really think that that's necessary in this use case because moving it through the columns is essentially moving it through the checklist. So then you've got an outline. Then you pitch it to them. So then you would go back after you write it and say submitted on July 10 via contact form. If you emailed it to an editor, you would want to mention it who you emailed it to and what day. This is so that when you're checking in on this daily or weekly, you can be like, oh, okay, well, I pitched this. When did I pitch it? Okay, I pitched it 2 weeks ago. I could probably follow up now. Once you hear back from them and they schedule the post, you can move it to schedule, and then you can add a due date for the day that it's scheduled. So let's say I hear back and it's scheduled for this date. Then I simply save it. Now this is where it gets useful because from the menu over here in the sidebar, you can click Powerups and then you can click Calendar. So the calendar is now enabled, which means that I can view it on the calendar, right? So if you're really, really pushing guest posting as a promotional effort, then this lets you see what posts you have up going when. And you can also change it to a weekly view. So that's how you would use it to handle guest posting or posting places that weren't your site. If you wanted an example of more just a straight up editorial calendar thing, it's fairly similar. The idea is that you're using this to manage multiple authors. If it's just you, it might not necessarily be such a thing. But you can see I've got ideas, outlines, waiting on quotes. So if you sent in something to Harrow, help a reporter out, and you need to get quotes back before you can proceed with the story, you would put it here. You would put it queued when it's scheduled. And if you have things, so this is something that I had set up. This is a list of my 5 most commented posts in the top 10 posts from Google Analytics. So like if you want your authors to reference that, or if you have style guidelines or anything like that. And then it's the same thing where the calendar view is enabled, so you can click the calendar view and view it. I don't have anything scheduled, so that's not super handy here, but you get the idea. So that's how you can use Trello to handle guest posting efforts and an editorial calendar. If you have any questions about it, feel free to comment on the video. And if you want to read more about it, head back to my site because I'm going to have notes to go with this video. Thanks. Have a great day.